Oh, hey, what's up? Today I want to talk about the Desview R5ii. This is one of those monitors that is very affordable, but comes with a lot of features that a lot of people are actually looking for. I want to start off by saying thank you so much, Desview, for sending me this monitor. This is probably one of the first reviews I've ever done where a company has sent me something. Let's just quickly go over all the features that is on this thing. This thing comes actually with built-in LUTs for pretty much all cameras, which is amazing. Using the default S-Log3 LUT actually looks pretty good. It also comes with a USB that you can use to upload your own LUTs. Anamorphic D-squeeze, comes with aspect ratios, comes with grid lines, center marker, safe areas. There's the mark ratio, which is really cool because a lot of people like to film with the black bars. And you can also flip the display vertically and horizontally. It comes with audio meters that you can put on either the right or the left. False color, both in the regular spectrum and also the RE spectrum, which is kind of cool. They have zebra lines, histogram, waveform, vector scope. So yeah, it has a lot of settings, which is sweet. If you were to get the new Small HD Action 5, that one only has 4 settings, and this one has a ton. You know what the best thing about this is? It's only $200. And it was actually on sale. It was on sale for $180 here in Canada. I don't know what that is in America, maybe 150, 140. If you're looking for a good, affordable monitor, if you want this to be your first monitor, I think this is a great option because the image is great. It gives you a ton of settings that you can learn. It has a ton of settings that you can go through and, try to figure out how to properly expose. Sometimes the on-camera display that comes with, even though it flips around, sometimes they're a little bit too small. It's hard to see certain things. Having a monitor allows you to compose your image so much easier. It's just a more enjoyable experience. You feel like if you have it rigged up where you're holding the camera out in front of you and you're not looking down at this little screen, you're not breaking your neck looking down, you're just holding it out. It's really helpful, especially when you're filming an event. One misconception that a lot of beginner videographers get is that, will this improve my image? Short answer is no. But it will help you expose your image better, which in turn, does help the image. It helps you expose it properly, it helps you compose it properly, but it doesn't add anything to your camera. It doesn't actually add anything to the image. Being such a cheap monitor, it can't be perfect, right? Let's get into the pros and cons. Number one pro is it's actually a very nice display. For a $200 display, this thing can output 4K 24. I think it can output 4K 30 as well. It can't output 4K 60 though. So if you're shooting on the A7S or an A7 IV, make sure that your output settings are 1080p, and then you can actually use this monitor. If you try to shoot and output 4K 60, it's just not gonna show anything. I honestly think it has a very accurate display as well. It's very close to the display on the actual camera. The only thing that you'll really get with a more expensive brand is that you get legalized. It's gonna be the proper color balance as your camera. This thing's also completely silent. So I'm actually gonna do a video where I compare it to the Ninja 5 because the Ninja 5 is really expensive. It's about, it's not super expensive, but it's about $600. And then you have to buy accessories for it. This thing comes with a bunch of accessories like monitor mount. It doesn't come with a full HDMI cable, unfortunately. So this works actually really well with my A7 III, but if you're looking to get it for your A7S III or any camera that has full HDMI, then you might want to buy a new cable. The nice thing is it does have HDMI in and HDMI out, which is nice. If you get the Shinobi, which is $350, that one doesn't even have HDMI out, so that says a lot. It also has DC in, so you can power it through a DC adapter. It takes the Sony NPF batteries. So I have the 950s or 970s, I can't remember, but they're the big ones. And these are great, they last a really long time. And I said this before, it has the USB in, so you can actually plug in your own LUTs and you can use that USB to update the software as well. It has an 8-volt out, so you can actually use a dummy battery with this monitor. So if you have a battery in the monitor, You can plug it in from the monitor to the camera and have the monitor charge the camera. I think a lot of people don't do it as much because if the monitor fails, you could lose that footage because it actually would crash the camera too. It's a little risky, but if you want to try it out, you totally can because they give you the option. And then there's also a headphone out. And I would say another pro is that the display it's nice and big. It's a good size, 5.5 inches. You know, that's plenty if you're just a run and gun videographer. So I would say another pro is just all the features that it comes with, because all these features help you expose properly. So let's kind of get into the cons. I would say the menu system is not amazing. At first, when I opened it up, it was a little bit jarring. You know, after getting used to it, it's not too bad. I think I'm a little bit spoiled with the Atomos menu system, which also isn't amazing, but I think that this one's a little bit confusing sometimes. There's just a lot going on. You know, there's like the menu button. There's so many of these features at the bottom. There's not really an off button to turn them off. You kind of have to like move it all the way auto or whatever, or you have to find the close button. Say for something like focus peaking, if you were to click the button, focus peaking is on. I don't know how to turn it off. You'd have to press the button again. Zebras are on, but in order to turn them off, you have to just bring it all the way back to the bottom, which is kind of annoying because every time you want to turn it on, you have to drag it all the way back up to where the value was. Little things like that where you don't want to have to do that every time. And so I just keep it on all the time. Another thing with the con is that the zebras, they're really, really faint. You know, usually they're like black lines, but with this one, they're like white lines. And so it's really hard to see even when they're boosted up a lot. It's a little confusing. One thing that's actually great about this monitor is that you can have zebras and focus peaking on at the same time. You will not believe how many monitors can't do that. I do think the menu system is a little bit redundant. It just sort of says the same stuff, but a little bit differently. There's some moments where I'll have certain things open and I just feel like sometimes there's a lot going on, like almost too much going on to the point where things are getting overlapped. The battery life isn't amazing, and I think it's because of the touchscreen. I've been filming for 19 minutes. I started at 50%, I'm at 30%. So there's a couple little software things that I noticed. I noticed that when you're using focus peaking, there are 3 levels, like there's weak, medium, and then strong. When you're using the zoom in function, it actually like cancels out and like gets confused. And so you can't really use the focus peaking. Like it's not accurate when you're zooming in, which kind of defeats the purpose. On the left and right, on the right side, you can change the volume of the monitor. And on the left side, when you swipe up and down, it changes the brightness. If you're zooming in, sometimes it registers both fingers or just one finger. And then sometimes you'll like turn up the brightness or the volume, and then you're like, ooh, trying to get back to it. So there's like little functionality things that are a little bit annoying about this monitor. I think it does work pretty well for a $200 monitor. One last thing I noticed is that when I uploaded LUTs onto this thing, for some reason, like the focus peaking turned white and it was stuck on white. So I had to like take the battery out and reset it, and it's fine now, but yeah, it was a little bit weird. All those cons aside, if you're looking for a monitor that is just a solid monitor for viewing what you want to view in a bigger way and having some basic functionality of exposing properly and making sure that everything's focused properly, this is a great monitor to get. That's kind of my review of the Desview R5ii. Desview, I hope you don't hate me. I hope you take this to heart. Sometimes simpler is better, as Dwight Schrute used to say.
Keep it simple, stupid. Great advice. Hurts my feelings every time.
I have a link down below. It is an affiliate link, so if you're purchasing this monitor, it actually does help out this channel. Feel free to leave a comment down below and let me know if you have this monitor or if you have more questions about it. That's pretty much my review, and I appreciate the time, and I hope you guys have a great holiday season. As you can see, it's Christmas time, baby. Happy holidays.